Hello everyone, this is Tripper, and today we are playing Chivalry Medieval Warfare. I don't know why I just walked into a wall, but I did. And today I'm going to teach you kind people how to play Team Objective, the game mode. Now if you saw my last video is how to play free-for-all, which obviously was not simply hitting the free-for-all, join, connect to the server button. No, I explained how to play the game mode, what I used, what I thought was most effective, and that's what I'm going to do with Team Objective today. So, to start off, Team Objective, I'm kind of torn between two different classes, and playstyles for that matter. This is the first of those. It is the Knight with Longsword and Kite Shield. Now, I will actually usually be using the, Tower Shield, so I will usually be using the Tower Shield, I'm sorry. Oh, team kill. Howdy doody. That's fine. I'll usually be using the Tower Shield, and I'll use that now. And you might be thinking, but Ripper, you completely shat on the shield in your shield tactics video. And I would reply with, yes, I did, because I cannot for the life of me use a shield in duels. However, in Team Objective, they shine like a mother. Okay? As a man-at-arms, I will still never, ever, ever use a shield. But, as a knight, you become a walking tank. Okay? You just saw me there. I took about 5 hits from the front. I took no damage. It's holding my shield, right? It's all in the shield. So, the shield is, in my opinion, imperative if you are playing as a knight in Team Objective. Now, yeah, you see there, I survived a couple more hits against that knight and man-at-arms than I would have otherwise. Oh, wow, this is going to be fast. I was thinking it would take a long time. But anyway, actually, I don't know. I'm kind of torn between the kite and the tower. The tower shield is more effective against archers. The kite shield is more effective against melee, so it's a bit of a toss-up. If you find the enemy are using a lot of archers, go for the kite shield. So, the knight longsword kite shield is it's tied for my favorite Team Objective class. I think it's probably the most effective as just a simple run-of-the-mill troop type thing. Because you can output a lot of damage, you have some great range, and your speed isn't bad either. And there's a lot of room for complicated tactics with a longsword, such as rainbows, dragging, backward swing, whatever the hell those are called. So, it's a very versatile weapon, and with a shield, you become a walking tank, seriously. If you want to become even more of a walking tank, use a messer, but I wouldn't really recommend that because of its slow speed. So watch this, I'm going to try to take on both these guys. Totally feasible. Oh! Oh, check this shit out! That was fantastic. Okay, I was fighting someone in GB, so... Okay, never mind, he sucks. But I survived for a long time against those two guys, right? One still killed me. That's okay. It was Vanguard and Knight, so it wasn't all that easy to kill them. But I even got one killed. I didn't kill him, but he was killed. So, the Shield Knight is so effective. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be effective. So this is, I say it is tied for my favorite class in Team Objective. Because, my other favorite, that it is actually tied with, oh shit, is the class I'm about to switch with. I think I've spent enough time with that one. So this is my other favorite class, Man-at-Arms Norse Sword. Now I use the Norse Sword rather than my regular duels primary, the Holy Water Sprinkler, because the Norse Sword is much more versatile. The Holy Water Sprinkler is really... The Holy Water Sprinkler is really only catered towards fighting slow opponents, such as Vanguard and Knight, while this weapon is much more versatile. And with the power of the dodge, you become very, very dangerous. This is a class I will usually use in Team Objective, but I find this and the Knight are both equally viable, because the Knight is good for just a pure tank role. This, the Man-at-Arms is good as a type of scout, I would say. A scout or some kind of assassin. You can't really be an assassin in this game, but you know, someone who flanks the enemy very effectively. And with the North Sword, you become a flanking beast. And I would not recommend the shield because it slows you down. Same as in duels, same thing I told you guys. It slows you down. And you want to be as fast as possible when you're flanking. You want to get in and out, deal damage, kill someone if you can. But otherwise, just get in there. Also, something he just did I need to mention. When you're playing Team Objective, never ever use slashes when you're in a team fight. This is... Torn Banner has added this as a tip in the loading screens. Because it's so freaking common. Right? People use side slashes way too much in team fights. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this. When you're playing Team Objective and you're Man-at-Arms, always, always, always use a fire pot. Most effective thing ever. If you watch the Tactics fire pot video, you'll know why. It's fucking awesome. So, the general idea is you want to get in, you want to harass the enemy as the Man-at-Arms. But you can also be sort of support, so to speak. Like you just saw me there. I was rushing to get to Treb 3. I basically kept it from being taken for a little bit longer. And that's a pretty good thing. Looks like it's going to be taken finally, however. But I digress. So anyway, do not use slashes if you're as any class when you're in a multi-man fight, unless there are multiple enemies and there's only one of you. Then that is very effective. You saw me using side slashes against the those two enemies when I was the Knight. And don't go for cool shit. Like, I usually go for cool last hits as Man-at-Arms in duels, but in Team Objective, there's too much on the line, okay? And that brings me to another one of my points. Support your team. You're not the only one on the battlefield, okay? So if you see a bunch of enemies ganging up on a couple allies, go in, help them, right? You're not the only person on your team, okay? You're part of a larger group. Keep this in mind. This is probably the most important point in Team Objective that you should ever know. Two heads are better than one, as in fighting two people. Having another person at your back, another teammate at your back, is always going to be easier when you're fighting enemies than fighting them on your own. Always. Unless you're some lone badass Man-at-Arms, which I might be. But that's beside the point. So, something that is equally important to that, and I'm saying that that is the most important point. Use your teammates, as in, like, stick with them. Don't go out on your own. You're going to die. You're going to become a casualty. So, stick with them. But something that equals in importance to that, I would say, is play the objective. Too many rank 2 motherfuckers be rushing the enemy, all like, oh, I'm going to get the most kills. Oh, I'm going to get my head chopped off. Yeah, too many people doing that. Okay, stop. This is not Team Deathmatch. If you want Team Deathmatch, go play Team Deathmatch. There's a mode called Team Deathmatch where you can kill people and get points. That's great. If you want to play that, do it. But I'm not playing that. You're not playing that. We're playing Team Objective, and in Team Objective, you get points by playing to the objective. And you should really, basically, just go where the rest of your team is going, and you'll be fine, right? You see, I was a loner. That was a stupid idea. I should have actually spawned back, because just then, I was useless to my team and the game in general, the objective, by being there for that, like, 20-second period that I was. So I should have spawned back and stayed and protected the ballistas. But I didn't. A bit complacent. So, please, for the love of all that is unholy, play the fucking objective. Oh, and if you didn't know this already, this is something I don't see a lot of people doing that is probably the most useful thing on this team objective map, especially. If you see these ballistas, and they are not, like, they don't look broken, you can still use them, then the way to fix that is to do the following. Boom. 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 Oh, look, it's broken. I can't hit E anymore to use it. Well, you don't say, Ripper. Yeah. So, as you can see, this is a very effective way to play the objective, right? And, you may think those guys, they aren't playing the objective, they're running in. Well, they're stopping the enemy advance. They're playing the objective, okay?
No way.
Fuck lag. Ah! Fucking lag. So as I was saying, you want to make playing the objective and sticking with your team your primary objectives in team objective, okay? Doesn't matter what class you are. Now, you notice I don't recommend Archer or Vanguard. Well, I haven't explicitly recommended them. If you are a good Archer, by all means, play Archer. You know how I fucking hate Archer? Well, in team objective, they are priceless, okay? They're damage that we don't have to deal to the enemy as the actual soldiers. They are damage that we get for free, okay? We love them. We love you, Archers. We don't like the enemy Archers, but if you're a good Archer, and you know you are, and you're not going to hit us, then do it, okay? Be an Archer, by all means, but don't go letting your whole team be an Archer. It's not cool. Now, Vanguards also have their place. If you find that you're very, very good with Vanguard, better... Well, I don't know where the lag's coming from. I have 700 ping, that's okay. If you're a very good Vanguard, and you know that you will not side swipe, you will not do side strikes in the middle of team battles... I wish I could name names, but I can't, because I don't really play regularly in team objective. But the point is, don't side swipe with any weapon. As in, don't do that in a team battle. In a 1v1 or a 1v2, and you're the one, by all means, do it. But otherwise, there's no excuse. And if you're a good Vanguard, like I was saying, then please, go for it. Use it. Vanguards are very useful. Like, in a 1v4 battle against 4 shitty enemies... Vanguards own the battlefield, okay? And like 2 or 3 Vanguards just side-swiping away will destroy the competition. Oh, shit. Will just destroy the enemy. And their range, that guy with the spear, he was probably like 5 feet away from me because he was so good at, because he had the spear. Spear's range is insane. So, if you're good with the Vanguard, you know you're good with the Vanguard, you're not going to side-swipe, then please use it. It's a good class. I am personally recommending the Man-at-Arms with North Sword, if you have it unlocked. If you don't, the Broadsword's perfectly fine, but use the North Sword as soon as possible. And the Knight with a shield. I think I'm going to swap over to the Knight. Oh, yeah, watch for team damage. What the butt fuck? Yeah, team damage, that's another thing. Please make sure you know what team you're on. I frequently make the mistake where I don't realize what team I'm on. Now, what Shady Rickson just did to me, he team killed me, but it was in the middle of a team battle. I'm fine with that. You should be fine with that, too. If they say sorry, don't matter. Well, if they say sorry, then that's great. But even if they don't, just don't blame them. You were in a team battle. But just watch out for it, right? He was doing side swipes. That's not cool, okay? Don't do side swipes, because they lead to bad things, like friendly's head exploding. So just don't do side swipes. But I completely recommend the Knight or the Man-at-Arms. Thank you. Who's that? Don't matter. Oh god! Side swipes, dude. Don't do them. You see how much more effective you could be if you just didn't sideswipe? Or the whole team could be if you didn't sideswipe. I'm in 3rd on my team. I'm not doing that bad. Although I've mostly been pretty distracted. That is a... Oh. Well, he killed an enemy archer. Okay, that's good. So that's team objective for you, folks. And, oh, lordy. As a just short overview, I recommend as the best team objective classes the Knight and Man-at-Arms, the Knight with Longsword and Kite Shield, or Tower Shield, and the Man-at-Arms with North Sword. Just an overview of the tactics. are basically don't sideswipe. Don't use your regular attack when you're in a team battle where they're your team and the enemy team engaging. If it's a 1v2 or more and you're the one, then go ahead, use it. It'll probably save your life. The two most important things to remember in team objective. Play the objective. Don't just run around killing enemies and getting killed yourself and wasting your lives. Equally important is to use your team and let them use you, right? Get behind teammates with a shield. Let them protect you. Strike when the enemy is vulnerable thanks to your teammate, right? Use your team and let them use you. Play to the objective. Those are the biggest points I can tell you guys. If you want to be a Vanguard or an Archer and you're good at them, go for it. We need good Archers on a team. Vanguard, as long as you don't sideswipe, you're probably very, very useful. And that is how to play team objective, ladies and gentlemen. I have been Ripper. If you learned something from this video, please like, favorite, and subscribe. Share it if you think someone else could benefit from it. If you absolutely loved it, please do. And I shall see you kind people next time. As always, have a grand day. See you guys later.